Alright, so in this video we're going to go through the 2015 test, the extended response section, which wasn't done very well. Thank you. Shh. The first part was done fairly well though. Anne sells soft pillows for $65 each and pillows are X. So therefore the cost, write an equation for how much money she receives. So the money that she receives is equal to, for each pillow she receives, $65. So it's 65X. Now the cost that she makes these pillows is this. How much does it cost her to make 30 pillows? So what we're just saying is when X equals 30, how much does it cost her? C is equal to 500 plus 40 times 30, which is equal to $1,700. So it cost her $1,700 to make 30 pillows. Now it's asking us to sketch a graph of 500 plus 40x on the axis above. Now, first of all, this is in mx plus c form. What's m? M is equal to what? Someone shout it out.
Gradient.
Yeah, what is it equal to in this case? What's the coefficient of x, Luke?
Coefficient of x
is 40. So the gradient is 40, and what's the c-intercept? The c-intercept is the 500. So all you had to do is, we've got a line which starts at 0, 500, and it has a gradient of 40. Now if you think about it, given the fact that we've been told from the previous question that at 30, what's the cost of, at 30, 1,700. So what we need to do is we have to go, this is in 1,500, so we actually draw a line between these 2 points, and that's all you have to do. That's it. And the amount of people that left that blank was just bedazzled me. Not sure why. You could have done it in your calculator. Now, using the equations for money and cost, find the coordinates of the point of intersection. Now, what we've got is we've got these two graphs. We've got 500. Don't know why it's doing this again. Let me just hit this and hit pause. So we've got the cost, we've got these two equations having to equal each other. Okay, so that if you solve this equation here, that is going to find this coordinate here of the intersection. So it says using the equations, find the coordinates of the point of intersection of the two lines. So what we need to do now, why is this doing this? It just, I don't know why. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to solve that in terms of x. Now, if you like, we can, I'm going to do it with the CAS calculator, just to show you how to do it. 500 plus 40x. So we want to go to menu 3, 1, and we want to solve 65x is equal to 500 plus 40x, and we want to do that with respect to x. All right, so that's going to give us x equals 20, but we haven't found anything. We solved that x is equal to 20, but remember the question's asking us for coordinates. If you do not find the coordinates, then you don't have your answer. Now we could therefore say that let's just throw in x equals 20 into this equation here, because they're both equal, and you do that, 20 times 40 is 800 plus 500 is 1,300, so I've just done that. So therefore the coordinates are 20 and 1,300. And that's the only way you could get your 1 mark. We probably could have made that 2. Hence state the number of pillows Anne needs to sell before she begins to make a profit. This question was a little bit ambiguous. We may have accepted 20 or 21. But let's face it, if she receives M dollars, if she receives... Oh, it's doing it again. I'll resume and try this again. So we could say that she makes a profit. She can't sell a quarter of a pillow. So she makes a profit when she sells how many pillows? She sells 21 pillows. But if you think about it, she doesn't make a profit. Before making a profit, she has to sell 20 pillows, I guess. 20 pillows, she's going to break even, isn't she? So we would have accepted 20 or 21 because it was a poorly worded question. If we asked you before she breaks even, what would the answer be? Breaks even would be 20, wouldn't it? But technically, next year we'll word it a little bit different. Okay, so the answer in this case technically was 21, but we would have accepted 20 or 21 because we didn't really go through that notion of profit equals revenue minus cost. All right, this one here was not done so well, despite the fact that Michael's average speed, his average speed was this slope, because we've got in kilometres and hours. Kilometres per hour, isn't that speed? So in order to do that, we needed to find the slope. So what we're told, So what we're told is the speed, and it's also correct to one decimal place. A lot of you got 2.1. It goes across, it goes up 16. And it also said it in the question. 16 kilometres away. A lot of you did 15. Speed is equal to 16 over 7, which was approximately equal to 2.3 kilometres per hour. That was the only thing accepted. So you needed to get that answer of 2.3 rounded correctly. Okay, so pretty straightforward question. Assuming Michael continued to walk at the same speed. How far from the office? Well, how far was he after 7 hours? He was 16 kilometres away. This was poorly done. Now let's think about it. If I had 3 kilometres times an additional 3 kilometres at 2.3 kilometres per hour, all right, how many more kilometres is that? Isn't that 6.9? So how far is he away? He's 16 kilometres away plus 6.9, which is approximately equal to 22.9 kilometres. Now this is a point of reading the question. How far would he be from the National Park office if he walked an additional 3 hours? He was already 16 kilometres away. A lot of you just wrote an answer of 6.9. No, it's not. Because this distance here is how far from the office. He's already 16 kilometres away. So he therefore goes to around about there. Okay, which is, just by looking at the graph, it would have told you a rough estimate. And a lot of you didn't make that connection. And the final question was quite well done. It was pretty straightforward. What was the initial value of the house? A lot of students did this though. They did when t is equal to 1. And the answer was 352,500. That is not the case. T is equal to 0 is the initial condition for the value of the house, which gave me a value of $345,000. How much did the house increase? Well, the house increased the gradient. This here is the gradient, or the slope. So the house increased $7,500 per year, please. Doing it again. Per year. After 10 years, the house was worth $420,000 just by sheer substitution. And the last one, how long would it take to exceed $490,000? Well, what we had to do is we had to solve. $490,000 is equal to $345,000 plus 7.5. Was it T? 7.5? 7,500 T. Whoops. So what you needed to do is that was like a method mark. You then had to solve for T, And what a lot of you would have got was approximately around about 19.3 years. What I would have accepted is that, or maybe rounding up, how many years would the house be worth over that? So therefore we could say 20 years rounded up. 20 years rounded up. My pen's gone nuts, so I'm going to stop the video there.